We will be punctual 7:15 p.m. now. We have a great person who is basically a mechanical engineer. But when Hyderabad was not too much into real estate, he had the vision of what will happen probably after 30-40 years. So he conquered, probably acquired, purchased lot of land, which was many people would have written off saying that it is useless. Nothing will grow there. But today, if you go and see, Pragati is a huge area with a lot of greenery, slush of greenery, without having any effect of a maybe the city like Hyderabad is, or maybe any city in India will have lot of dust, lot of disturbance from the flies and mosquitoes, but you will see a mosquito free land. Huge area, a living place for people who love peace, people who love spirituality, people who wanted to cater and get catered by the cows, wanted to have a village feel with a lot of medicinal plants around, with a lot of agriculture that supports all that what you can think is like a nature farming. And butterflies, birds, beautiful scenery of the sky, a huge area with a lot of playing items for children. Once upon a time when my children were young, it was dream for every children to visit Pragati because he has got a beautiful resort with a lot of playing item for children. So that is one of the picnic center for, I don't think it is only for children, for elders also it is a beautiful place. Now maybe the elderly people who wanted to get an Ayurvedic feel of Indian Ayurveda, he has got a wellness center. So every year new additions, every year new programs, lot of dreams. This year in January, we had a meeting there where we were thinking of starting education program where young children with the new programs which we call education, new education policy, but most of them are not applicable because of the pandemic. Nothing is happening. Everybody is trying to survive with what knowledge they have. We wanted to make a difference. Again, same pandemic stopped us from doing it. We will open it up again probably with the blessings of Dr. GBK Rao when everything goes well. Here, fifth day, discussing what India needs. Probably what India needs is people like Dr. GBK Rao who can make dreams happen. Many people have dream. Everybody will think, yeah, I need to have such a place. Maybe when we go to great museums, we will see a lot of artifacts and then say, yeah, I wish I also had my grandfather like this. But everybody cannot make it practical. But today we want to learn how we can make this practical from the person who has done it physically, not like a CEO of a company who sits. No. You will see him in the ground. You will see him with the people. You will see him hand holding and then helping others. So it's not just farming, it's not just the Eco Knowledge Park, the Wellness Center. He has also a huge responsibility being the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce to see that the product reaches people, public. Dr. GBK Rao, warm welcome, and it's so kind of you agreeing to be with us. We had the first day where we were discussing with Manchu Kalanidhi, who was a senior editor for New Indian Express, we ended up talking about agriculture. We had second day an IT head of how to make a Texas state as one of the attractive IT hub of the whole United States. We were talking to one of the engineer from one of the personality from Krishna Kumar who has grown to be the IT head for advisor for Texas state. But he also ended up talking about agriculture. And he had sent me pictures of moringa, which he planted in small cups and then he is distributing to his neighbors to propagate the beauty and the value of moringa. And yesterday we had again Krishna who was talking about how to market agriculture. Because everybody ended up in talking about what and how we can do it. I think all those people, many of them repeatedly have attended all this. Most of your questions will get answered today because Dr. GBK Rao is the practical man who can answer all of that. But before going to questions, I will ask Dr. GBK Rao in a brief, maybe 10 minutes to explain, then pick up a lot of questions from others. What and how he had this aim of creating such a beautiful place. What made him to think? What is the travel path? And what is his vision? And how is it going to take this forward? Probably that will become a real motivation for most of the people to visit and stay. Maybe when the pandemic is up, everything is clean, we all will gather in physically in Pragati. But today also if you are locally, I am sure Pragati is a one place where you can go and get all that food items which will give you so much of stamina and you will never get COVID. That's a place where many people are living. I also was there one day and you will see everything was running normal without any COVID fear and no COVID effects. And I have seen Dr. GBK was also traveling. When I talked to him, he is in Calcutta or some other day in some other place. He don't care what is happening around because he is strong enough. And that is what we wanted to learn from the knack and the trick and the magic and the spirit of being like this. So welcome Dr. GBK Rao, my elder brother, who will be kind enough to enlighten all of us with his travel path. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
What India needs.
It's a great pleasure. You have given me a chance to expose to the nature lovers. The people who are connected with you, I feel that they are the nature lovers. So, if as long as we connect with the nature, nothing will happen. That is what the motivation. I come from the industries, the most polluted industries of the Pune I have seen, Bombay I have seen. There are two threats in the world, yesterday, today and tomorrow. They are hunger and pollution. How to arrest them? Only reason, hunger means is not that just poisonous food. Hunger is a natural food. Then only is called to fulfill our hunger. Otherwise, we are, as on today, the World United Nations EP, they said, 2012, wherever there is agriculture, not only in India, all over the world, 89.8% arsenic, lead, mercury, which you are eating nothing but poisonous. That is 89.8%, 2012. You imagine today what happens. This knowledge is the supreme knowledge, is the only one thing which it can, what you are always talking about, the webinars and other thing, the knowledge is very important. Without knowledge, that's called, even God is called Mahan Ananta Gnana Sagar. Gnan means that is the true knowledge, which is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan, what teaches, that is, these are the things which you see that our original constitution of India is written by Dr. Ambedkar and signed by Rajendra Prasad, Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose. More than 65 people they are signed. You know what they are given? The first sketch they put, Nandi. Nandi means Vedas, four legs, four Vedas. That's why Nandishwar. That Ishwar is always sits on the Nandi. That is the first sketch. Vedas are important for India. There is no question of any. This is the science. Which the second page, the sketch is given. Gurukulam. The Gurukulam, the Rishi Sanskriti. All the environment, biodiversity, all birds, Yajna. These two itself shows Vedas and Yajna is the only answer to live not only human beings, all 84 lakhs living beings, the safest is possible. Third, sketch Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, coming from the Lanka and conquered that Ravana had been Adharma. He killed the Adharma and coming back to Ayodhya. Rama means one leg is Dharma, another leg is Satya. The person who has to lead a life, these two are important, what he says. Satya and Dharma. Without this, whatever technology is coming is not going to help us. The fourth page, sketch, Bhagavan Krishna teaching to Arjuna when he was almost painted, that seeing the Kauravas, brothers, sisters, gurus, all this, that is the teaching which he has gone there. That is the Bhagavad Gita, is the Saramsha of all the Vedas, Upanishads, all Itihasas. That is the one which is important, the constitution. They say that without this, nothing can help. Whatever the laws and all, nothing will help unless you follow Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita. Last 12th page is given across Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. What is Bhagavan? Not the idol. It is a Mahananta Gnana Sagar, Shakti Sagar, Aishwarya Sagar, Sukha Sagar, Santosh Sagar, Ananda Sagar, Shanti Sagar, Daya Sagar, Karuna Sagar, Kshama Sagar, Prema Sagar. Means there are unconditional love. Prema means is not just it's unconditional love. These are the basic fundamentals which it can keep us, or India will be a torchlight to the whole world. When I came to this changing from anger, pollution to how to bring it, I seen the Lord Krishna picture. All around him, the trees, all around him, cows. We call Kamadhenulu, we call Kalprokshas. The name they are not given this name. Prana Pradatalu, Arogya Pradatalu. They give life. Lifesaver. These two, that's why the rishis, when the olden days, any king comes, how many cows he offers? They never take diamonds, money, any form of gold or anything, except they say the two things they ask. How much? Vanamulikas means samidhis, is called herbs. How many types of herbs you bring for yajna? How many cows you give? These two only they used to ask. They never ask anything else. The king also, their status depends upon how many cows he has got, how many Vanamulikas is growing, the country, that place is region. This is the level of our Vedic Vidya, Vedic lifestyle. So, I came here not just, I asked the four things to select this place. One is keep away from city, away from highway. And the place should not be cultivated by anyone which is such a wasteland. That is the third condition. Fourth condition, depleted water. There should not be any wells at the dried place. People laughed at me, saying that, what are you asking? Everyone asks better land, abundant water, all this, and next to highway, next to city, all this. What are you asking? So from that, what we have shown, within 1.5 years, they found that this is something is here almost 135 rooms, 8 to 12 days. Every month is booked marriages. Each room 3 people minimum, but they sometimes they used to keep more because the pressure on them, the marriages, both sides. And we used to conduct 5 marriages at one time. This pandemic time, 5 marriages in same day. But there's no virus. This I told 1998 itself. Here, no mosquitoes, no viruses, no bad bacteria. And here, whoever comes here, the diseases, it just disappears. You call asthma, you call any type of, like Parsul Gopalakrishna, you know, he is a writer. He was having a migraine. But since childhood, not a single day without headache. He came 19 years before asking Ayurvedic products what we made. We started manufacturing that time. I said, you walk around these plants, morning 1 hour, evening 1 hour. 13th day, he called me after walking. First day, I don't have headache. Since then till today, no headache to him. Many diseases, asthma and all, this is what we need today. So now, what type of plantation we do for mosquitoes, repellent mosquitoes, what type of snake repellent plants, what type of biodiversity, to keep the biodiversity, what are the type of plants like Timuthivanam, Panchavativanam, Panchabhutavanam, Navagravanam, Nakshatravanam, Rasivanam, Saptarishivanam, like this, vanams, all kalprukshas are here. Harichandanam, Mandaram, Kalpakam, Santanam, Parijatam, Maredu, lost that Kadamba Anuvasini Mahalakshmi. They are all sacred plants. What Hanuman brought Sanjeevani's, we have forgotten that. Like, Mutha Sanjeevani, Sandhana Karani, Visalya Karani, Suvarna Karani. Names also people have forgotten. Now the Somalata, when we did the Yaga, that is Vajpayee Somayaga, Somalata, it's grown here in Pragati. The Somras is all Devatas used to take. That Somras, that is what type of herbs which we are missing today on the planet. Particularly in India, supposed to have the ignas. When you do ignas, some of these are not available. That means herbs are not available. The concerned people have no idea what is the herb. On this subject, if I want to talk, it will be much longer to take. I request, as DrTPS said, whatever the questions, it will be pleasure to me, and it may educate me also. Please, whatever the doubts you have, the questions you have, either in what is the cultivation, what is the agriculture, what type of, why earth is global warming is taking place, how to arrest the global warming, how to arrest the radiation, how to remove the pollution from the soil, water, air, sound pollution. All this is the subject today to eradicate all the pollution. Unless the pollution is taken out, we can't do anything. Why this has come also, you please.
I'm sure.
Forward. So, is up to you now.
I'm sure those who were attending for last few days will appreciate that people wanted to speak. Now we can see people who want answers to solutions and problems. You tell, I will give you solution. That's what he offers. That is what is being practical. It's surprising when somebody looks for a place which is not fertile, is what he was hunting for, because a small change you can make will be a large scale visibility will be there for that. That was his great vision. And I'm sure he is a man who accepts a lot of ideas. You have seen the humility in which he was talking. I want to learn, you ask questions. This is what I'm sure when you go to Pragati Resorts, or anybody who knows Pragati Resorts background will never expect that such a person, GBK Rao, will speak like this. And his doctorate is, you tell what gave you the doctorate. That is what we wanted to know, first of all. I could explain, but I don't want. I want Dr. GBK Rao to tell what gave him the doctorate.
The doctor became a mechanical engineer and came into Ayurveda and herbal medicinal plants. The Sri Lanka, the University of Herbal University has given me the doctorate, and also USA Colombo University also given 2 doctorates on herbal and medicinal.
And also he has got a patent for some, in his name there is a root available, right?
That is not patent, it is a new discovery on the planet. Any plant, if you don't know the name, it will be given choice to us. Our people, they put the Arjuniya Rao GBK. That name is plant which is for the breast cancer, which we are working on this. That is, the name was not known to the world. This is the first, the name is given my name. And also we have patents on 2, that is muscular dystrophy. There is no medicine in the world, muscular dystrophy. That is the Mamsa Rohini. That is the name of the plant, Mamsa. Mamsa is majal, which is used for the Dwajastamba for temples. That is one which, if you see that today, that is extinguishing. The plants are begun because the people have no idea, no education, no knowledge about the plant. That's why all these important herbs have been endangered. It means they are not in use. That's why this is the plant. Even tribals today, if you see the tribals, if they get the menses time, the type of the pains in the abdomen, they go and sit under that plant. It disappears. Lot of things which we are not known. What plants they are healing. We call healing power in the plant. That is aroma. That is comes aromatherapy. That is what is not only rich oxygen. Aromatherapy. Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Pushti. The pushti you will get only when you get that natural, the flowers, leaf, bark, roots, whatever is the fruit, seed, all these things are very important. That's why we offer to the God. That's why while plucking the flowers, we feel that, is just offering, not offering. God will not take anything. It is for us to inhale. While plucking, we inhale, all diseases will go. When you put in the house, all the house members, they get. When you put it in temple, the whole village, the whole colony, they get advantage. That is a healing powers.
It is not vision alone. You will see lot of spiritual activity happening around. The nature itself is spiritual. You don't have to add anything. So, but recreating that in a close proximity from the city like Hyderabad is something which made him. And that is what most of the people get attracted to that place. It's a beautiful place. I was fortunate enough to be there on January 26th. I'm sure as a person of the Chamber of Commerce chairman, you have some responsibility of value addition and then making it into product and marketing. Maybe some light on that, because that is what in the last 2-3 days all our discussions was ending. How could we connect these farmers to take their pledge of supporting India, but they don't know the business activity? I'm sure with your support many things can be done. What could be the promising note from you?
This, I have taken the food processing industry. I have taken one food processing industry that is going to be in Vikarabad district. That is 55,000 farmers. I am going to take the vegetables and fruit from them. 55,000 farmers, which is the one industry. Today the leaf, which is a karivepako leaf, the karipatta or tulsi or any herb or any leaf, if I put it in a covered with the vacuum pressure, that open after 2 years, it will be just like it's a fresh you have cut. That is the technology which we are using. Is all perishable. Whatever is farmers are producing, that is today we have to make such products. It should not go waste after manpower, money, so much resources we have taken, but they are getting 90% as per the market, 90% they are perishable. Wasting either food form or right from the beginning. All this, why liquor, not a drop is lost anywhere in the chain. How they can make it? Why not this perishable? Convert into the type of either food processing or in the same whatever is there, the self-life to increase. How to keep without losing aroma, without losing the color, texture, without losing the medicinal value. That is what was every district, we want every district to have this type of industry. First, Vikarabad I selected, then from there, every district, it should go this type of growing. That is also, we are going to take 50 acres for the training programs. What is the seed from the seed itself, how to treat the seed, how much time it to for germination, what soil is to be made. After germination, then what is the time for the flowering, before flowering, what sprays. Spray means not chemical fertilizers, not chemical pesticides. It will be used only our herbs. Herbs are the most powerful. Any type of disease. We don't use Brahmastram in the past. We use only a simple dose. Which is, when you see the disease, simple dose. We try to avoid. Once it starts that spreading, then only we use step by step. The neem leaf itself is enough, not neem seed oil. Neem leaf itself will take care. Like that, custard apple leaf.
So,
like that, hundreds of leaves are available which can be used. Brahmastram means like going for Arka. Arka means jilledu. That is Surya's plant. That is the leaf, which is a Brahmastram. Tobacco is the Brahmastram, but we don't use that. Once you start using in the beginning, same like human being, if you start sneezing and any cough, any small such fever, if you use antibiotics, what happens? When it comes really, when you go to hospital, when operation theater, if they want to give antibiotics, it will not work. The same to the plants.
Actually, taking care of plants is like a Vrikshayurveda, where you look at the where you take care of the Vrikshayurveda. You also look at the plant to understand the diagnosis and then give medicines. You can imagine a person who is close to farm look at every plant as a own child. This is what we learned from Dr. GBK Rao.
We talk with the plants.
Yeah.
They talk with us. We love them. You like a children. See, that is yogic keti. Yogic keti. It is unless you have the love and affection. When I see the tree, if someone will say that, this how much wood will come, how much earning I will get. Someone will say that, burning wood and making the coke. See, the difference between the people, the nature, Prakriti Matako Nirajana. So, the feeling that which it should come, always that, we are taking oxygen. That today, oxygen, this corona said, per day, 15 lakhs rupees oxygen cost, what ventilator is cost is telling. So, per day 15 lakhs, how you repay to the nature? We must understand that either Bhumata, what Bhumata is giving Annapurna, everything it gives. But what contribution we are doing? Water, without water you can't live. What is the contribution we are giving? How can you pollute them? The five elements, our body is constituted, so we have to do it. So, please.
So, I am sure you have seen the environmentalist also in Dr. GBK Rao, not looking at a unfertile land would have been made into a fertile land by adding lot of chemicals, doing all the gimmicks what the GMO food sort of a seed in use. But no, what Indian tradition, what is that we can produce in that atmosphere with that minimum? There are water shortage also in that place. If you look at it, the water availability in that area, we have got satellite image which predicts how much water is in the underground. You look at it, Pragati resort area is not that land with a lot of underground water also. So that is the magic. I am sure we always ask for a lot of facilities and do nothing. But here is a man who has done wonders with less facilities, but a full committed long-term plan, not a short-term benefit. What happens to most of the people, they want to get immediate benefit, but the relationship itself is not built. So this is what a great lesson from this person. I am sure all will have a lot of questions to ask. We will open it up for anyone to ask very specific questions which will derive some practical solutions for what India needs. Probably what each one of us wants is what India needs, because we are all part of that Angas. So I am sure if I get benefited, India gets benefited. But if my benefit becomes a problem for a few people, I am sure that is not what the prescription this doctor can give you. Right? So a shareable. And we have Dr. Shuchita from Jaipur. She herself is a specialist on food.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. Sir, can I ask a question?
Please. Most welcome.
I am from very dry land. My village is having an alkaline land. We had short, small ponds, and the kheti is very haphazard right now. Google is a plant which we grow there.
Okay.
And definitely we have an institute in our own village.
Yes.
I want to know what can we cultivate to add the prosperity to that area. Water level is very low and the land is alkaline. I want at least my village to do innovations in agriculture.
This is very important today, where there is no water, where there is no soil, fertile soil. That is the place where the herbs are very important. Google is the most important herb is growing, because when water is there, any water is available, that place you grow, you won't have a medicinal value. See, all medicinal plant, it should stand by itself for all weathers. It cannot be given feeding water, feeding fertilizer. It's like obesity. We also, the human beings also, a 16 years girl, if you see today, she can't move forward a few steps, having all the, like asthma, they are not able to walk, obesity. The same to the plants also. You are fortunate such areas, how to make use of it. That is all, like, you have the today's sugarcane sugar, which is 28,000 liters required per kg sugar to come on the table. 28,000 liters. Whereas your palm jaggery, where is the water required for palm jaggery? Which you can go like a palms, like Jiluga is not only palm jaggery. Before palm jaggery, you can have the type of Nira, which is very good for health. To replace sugarcane sugar, this palm jaggery is very important. Like the type of plants which is doesn't need the water, those plants you have to select. Like Kadapa, Anantapur, here also, they grow like red sandal, they grow like sandalwood, they grow type of wood-bearing trees, which are very, very, today is people shortage. In Australia, sandalwood, one fellow since 15 years, he says that Indian sandalwood oil, Indian sandalwood seeds, Indian sandalwood saplings is 12,500 crores he is earning after taxes since 15 years every year. 12,500 crores. Our Indian, one sandalwood itself. Like that we have lot of wells. Like what I said, like Trimuthivanam, Panchavattavanam, Panchabhutavanam, Navgravanam, Nakshatravanam, Rasivanam, they're all highly helps. They're all, you don't need water. What I am talking about, those plants which doesn't need water, but they brings water. Because these plants, when it becomes, they create the clouds and brings the rain. So,
And
type of plant,
Dr. GBK, same way millet in place of rice, right?
yes, a lot of things like is there. Rice and wheat required 8,000 to 12,000 liters per kg. For the same, you grow for millets, which is the less water, 300 liters is enough. Millets is the one future. What I am talking, the future. This sugarcane sugar, diabetes. It became diabetes only because of sugarcane sugar. That is the glucose. Whereas this one is the pectrose. Pectrose means removes the diabetes. So our need is today 4 types. One is instead of rice, wheat, millet. Instead of sugarcane sugar, palm jaggery. There are 4 types of palm jaggery you can get. There is 4 types of plantation. There is our what we call tati. That is one type of palm. Another is jiluga. I am not able to hear you.
No, we also have one of the Kalpataru in our village.
Oh.
It has been worshipped. It was a fair then. But nobody researched on it. I want to contribute my stuff. But it got spoiled because of that thread tying and all. And
that plant.
It had a big trunk and it was being worshipped.
Yeah, that is called baobab. It's called baobab. That is called Brahma Amlika. It's called Kalproksha. You know the life of the tree? In the South Africa, 8,000 years already crossed. 8,000 years. You know the value of the juice? London Food Festival, every food festival, they give something which is the best on the planet. The juice what has come from that fruit is today the costliest juice on the planet. You know the seed oil is the costliest seed oil today on the planet. And you don't need a drop of water for that plant. You don't need water. And you know it retains water after 1,500 years. It retains 1,25,000 liters water it comes into it. You cut the root, you cut the branch, you will get like a pump water. That's why the elephants they see it is like a butterscotch ice cream for them. It's like a butterscotch ice cream. That's why India, we lost because of elephants, the Kalproksha, which is Shankaracharya meditated under that plant and said this is the Kalproksha. And the pulp is the costliest pulp on the planet. Having all this, and we are telling no water, no soil. But
we must clone it then.
Yeah, this is what today. If immunity system is That's why Kalpruksha. What is mean by Kalpruksha? Kalpruksha means whatever you desire, it fulfills. It fulfills. That's why these plants are Prana Pradatalu, Arogya Pradatalu. Life givers, life savers. That plant is, if you use that part, that is either pulp or juice or seed oil, that is like Amrut. Like Amrut. Such plants, we are totally getting disappeared. We have no knowledge about it. Knowledge is very important to know about it. Once knowledge is there, consumption starts. When you say the rice and wheat, you are telling millet is not available. You go and ask 10 times in the shop. He will bring it because he is doing business. He will bring it. It's the question of consumption is important. You have to ask. You have to ask. Go and ask again and again when it is the right one. Like that, hundreds of varieties are there. Please.
Yeah, hundreds are there. We have.
But we should know about that.
Yeah, we have many letters, but everybody doesn't make poetry.
Yes.
We have many plants, but everybody don't understand the value of it. We have many people, but everybody don't understand the value of those people. Amandram nasti, nasti moolamanaushadam, ayogya purusho nasti, yojagaha tatra durlabaha. That ability of connecting those letters to make a poetry, that ability of connecting those items to make into a medicine, connecting those people to make a creative activity, such people are lacking. We are only trying to do that. I am sure maybe a small group of people, but yeah.
How many these Kalprukshas we have in your village?
Only one is left.
One is left.
Yes, it has been tried to clone. Hope it will survive the clone.
Did you get the fruits?
In 7 years, there is a fruit.
No, every year it gives the fruits. Every year.
It's not.
You try to find maybe that plant has got, but in your other villages or anywhere you are getting the that fruit. Certainly we can make the plants more and more, the seeds. So
yes.
Try to, if you are not getting, we'll give you the source. But why unnecessarily you have your own, see the climate, your own climate, your own, anything you want to consume, local is very important. Unless you don't.
Transplanting can have its own problems.
The climate. Because that
Sir, there
climate,
is a legend behind it.
right. So certainly that plant alone, you
It
can
is
have.
said that the Yakshini brought it to the land.
But we will create more Yaksha Yakshinis around. Chota
Yes,
ones.
we should.
Chota ones from Hyderabad.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir.
Good.
You
Great.
welcome to Pragati and see, you will get more ideas.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think Dr. Ravi, Professor Ravi had some questions.
Sir, namaskar, sir. Namaskar. I got a lot of inputs today. Thankful to GBK Rao, sir, and Shashi, sir. Sir, really, so many inputs we have received. My specific question, before that one, I would like to put out certain informations. We have seen in the movies, we have studied in the stories also. One conduct the yajna, some burning of certain type of the herbs. Herbs are that time they get the putra kameshti agam, or they conduct the diversion of the what you call storms, and they get the rains also. That time, what are the herbs they burn it? What is the link between herbs burning and yajna conducting certain type of the words, slokas? What is the link? Please highlight those points, sir. What are the mulikas? They burn it on that day. In the same way, the Growth Pravesham also, they conduct the program. They ask a specific type of mulikas. They should be burned in that time, Growth Pravesham time. Can you highlight those points, sir, please?
Yeah.
Recently, Vedas World, dot organization, ORG, they conducted the one yajna. Because of that yajna, storm is diverted. The Chaganti Venkata is the president of that fellow. He has highlighted those before the storm, in which way that is going, which is going to attack the certain city. Then they conducted yajna. That time, after the yajna, that diverted, that not attack the city. They are properly documented. They are published 7th July. Sir, please highlight those points, no, sir.
Yeah, not only that place, even Exide factory, that when it was the fumes came that time, the one house, two houses where they used to do Nitya Agnihotra, there they didn't get affected. Everyone is, almost all village, everyone is died and hospitalized. It is not that, our Veda says, Yagna, Navagraha, Vanam, you see the Navagraha Vanam. Navagraha Vanam, that is, what is for Soma, is Modiga. Modiga is hydrogen. That is one which is Vanamulika. Second is, that is Mangala, Kujagraha. Kujagraha, that is the one what is called Acacia Katachu. That is called Katta Kasu, what we use in the pan, in the tambolum, what we use. Even buttermilking, that kavum, the hardwood, the buttermilking, that only, no other stainless steel or other aluminum, it was the only for that. And also the musli, that is called rokali, which Balram keeps, one is a plow, another is one. That is the one which is. And also the same used for chutney making, this small size that is hardwood, black wood, that is the same acacia katachu. The same used when you want to have water, which is a purified water in the villages. There is no way of removing the bacteria, viruses when it's coming from the canal. That every village they have pond for drinking. There they put two sticks. One is amla, and this is acacia katachu, the drinking water. That is why our rishis, they have become such a zero invention. Your trigonometry or geometry, what not, everything is been invented only in India. Nothing is, only India is given everything. What these Vanamulikas, the same when you go for the Buddha Graha, that is called Apamarga, we call Uttareni, Apamarga. These are all been herbs which are very important. That's why the 9 planets, those planets, these plants are there. Like the same for Guru. Guru is a people tree, religious people tree. That is, we call Bauddha Ruksha. It's a Ravi, the king of the plant, the king of the tree. That is. Then when it comes to Seni, is a Jammi. That is a most wonderful. When you want to really go for the Yagna, the Agni which you have to take, first is Agnimanda, alternative, the Jammi, which male, female they do. They bring the fire, that fire only to be used in Yagna. That is a Jammi. Then Garika. Garika means that is Rao. The Darba means that is for Ketu. These are all things is helps, like Somalata. Somalata is the one which you will have, there is no leaf you will get. It is only flowering it comes. That is Somras. Somras, Devatas used to take. We offered the Somras. We conducted the last year Vajpayee Somayaga. After that, today, we see the difference here. That's why there is Corona time, there is nothing happened. No. And also the water. Every summer, we used to get dry our 90 acres water body. That is full. Today itself, again rain started. Even today, it is full of 90 acres, 100 acres water body is there. And your water levels, bore wells are increased. And your type of the people diseases are no more here. And having the suspended particles in the air, Delhi is 450, Hyderabad is 250, ours is earlier 10, now it's become 2 after Yagna.
I guess, Dr. GBK, you must tell the extent of land and the place, how much you have, and around that area. Otherwise, people don't understand the extent, they don't understand the impact.
We have 2,500 acres, single bit, and almost 45 lakhs trees are available, planted, not available. There was nothing, any plant here, which is only not even 0.1% the plants are whatever they are existing. Trillions of plants which are like, ground covers, shrubs, bushes, they're all herbal, medicinal. We have varieties of herbs which like nanari, like ashwagandha, like the varieties which is need today, Ayurveda, which we have forgotten. We are not using these herbs. Like nanari we don't use, coconut we don't use. If you use a chemical that is Pepsi, Coke, other, then the chemical industries are increased and polluted. Whereas this side, when you take coconut, when you take the nanari, when you take the juice of vegetables or fruit juice, the farmers will grow. When farmers grow, they become rich. When they become rich, the environment is protected. And the government need not to tax us because no subsidies required. No environment problems will be there. No health problems will be there. So everything is a cycle, the consumption. What you consume is very important. Government cannot do anything unless we start, instead of rice, wheat, consume millets. Instead of sugarcane, sugar, consume palm jaggery. Instead of refined oils, use cold pressed oils, which is a bull. With the bull, it rotates. Because in that, what happens, any seed, when something open up the casing, it enters the poisonous, like, bad bacteria, virus, it becomes poisonous. For that, to remove the poisonous, the wood which is called, we call silica, that wood is anti-poison. It removes the poison from the seed, anything comes. There's a lot of, the rishis are given so much knowledge to us. To pandemic, when it comes, you have to do yajna. These all, there is what they have seen, the yajna everywhere. Some of these are not available. This means that the herbs are not available. That's why they do something. If you use something, Bhagavan also will give something. What is supposed to give, you are supposed to give what prescribed the Manamulikas. That they are the powerful. Our place is, whatever they ask, everything is available here. Wherever the people know that yajna is going, they come here. They come here and take. So these plants.
I remember when in my childhood we used to get that nanari made into juice. My brother is also there. He will remember. Probably after 40 years I was seeing it in Pragati. You name anything, most of the items which you have seen in your native, in your childhood, in small villages, you see that is available there. That is why it is called a total eco center with full of knowledge. That's why it is a knowledge park. It reminds you back. Yeah.
What professor is asking, Dr. Raviji, about the yajna, the samadhis, these samadhis are very, very, very important. It's earth of gold each. It's earth of gold. It's not just consuming the type of the clouds to attract the type of herbs are there. When you want inhale, that is, what is Bhagavan? Bhagavan is nothing but that what it comes, that is from the yajna, that is called Bhagavan. That because Bhagavan, he cleans everything. Your pollution, soil pollution, water pollution, air pollution, sound pollution, your ozone radiation, everything is only by yajna. Individual also, the same you can use individually also. That's why it's called Pranta.
And I'm sure when you have that sankalpa of doing yajna, one of the chanting is Suryaya Swaha, Suryaya Idam Namama. It is not mine, it is God's, Surya's. I am not giving it. Dr. GBK is not giving it. It is what the Bhagavan gives. I am returning back to Prajapataye Swaha. I am only being a mediator for the people to get the benefit. See, that is the sankalpa which you do. That's a beautiful sankalpa also.
Bhavana. That is whatever you do, like a tape record you do, nothing goes to. Nothing, he will not hear. you will hear as you are offering, as you are touching his feet. It is not, he doesn't have feet, he doesn't have arm, he doesn't have. But the question is, bhavana, you are bringing in your own. You may be calling Krishna, he may be calling Vishnu, he may be calling Rama, he may be different. But your bhavana is the Supreme Father, he is the Supreme Soul, he is the God, which is a formless. You can't touch him with all these five senses. He's the Mahananta Gnana Sagar, he's Mahananta Shakti Sagar, he's Mahananta Aishwarya Sagar. Gnana means Brahma Saraswati put. Shakti means Shiva Parvati put. Mahanantamaina Aishwarya Sagar means Shiva.
Lakshmi and Vishnu.
The Vishnu.
Lakshmi and
like
Vishnu.
that, Mahan Santosh Sagar. That is what his qualities, gunas. So that is what we have to offer him, that as to anything comes from him. We are children to him. When we are children to him, we'll become the masters, because whatever I got from my parent, it is my right. It is my right as long as I follow him. If I don't follow him, he may give it to ashram or any. He will not give it to us. If you follow him, naturally it comes. It just comes without any. When you are marriage, when you are giving someone lady who you don't know, when you put Mangala Sutra, you are transferred your all properties, just like that. The same Bhagavan also, if you have that love and affection to him, he transfers his all assets to us.
Yeah, Professor Gopinath ji.
He wants that.
Professor Gopinath.
That means Bhagavan is the mixture of, sir, Bhagavan is a mixture of Pancha Mahabhutas. Ba means Bhumi, Va means Vayu, Gagan, and Agni, Niru. They shortcutted it is the Bhagavan.
That is the nature. Shakti, Amma. Purusha is, both are there. Prakriti you have to protect. Then Prakriti Mata will take you to our God. That is the Supreme, whoever is there. So, if you don't love Prakriti, you will not reach to that place.
Yeah, Professor Gopinath ji, you will have something to add or some comments or clarifications?
So thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ramu. I couldn't listen your presentation because I had a poor connectivity. But however, I understand what you might have presented from your earlier presentation also. I witnessed last week. But I don't have any question because from what you have presented here, because this initiative is to be appreciated, this initiative. And very novel initiative in some respects. And our Shantigiri also can present rich narratives in this respect, very, very rich narrative we have. But our such narratives, some islands of narratives will not make up what India needs. Because we have basically lost this way of life or culture or attitude or orientations. Basically we have lost it. We are living in a very different socio-economic, political and global scenario. Very different. And people are, their plight to have their livelihood. The largest majority's plight to have their bare meals, 3 day, 2 times meals. We find that. So we are living in the midst of such realities. So in that midst of realities, how we can, infuse, impart such visions, not only visions in all its gamut, because vision alone cannot bring about anything. We have to practicalize it, actualize it. So practicalize and actualize have been the biggest issues, hurdles, all the great people have confronted in their life. How to practicalize whatever they preached or sermoned. So here also, because of your knowledge, because of your trade, background, etc., you have ventured upon such a great initiative. But you have to ponder over, in the given our social, political, economic, global scenario, how this can be converted into a people's movement. So it requires a lot of dedication and a lot of vision, dedication, sacrifice. You need such a band of people who can strive for such visions. So India lacks terribly this initiative and vision. Everyone wants to have maximum material, material pleasures or material richness. All are, even the poorest in our village. We all talk for the on behalf of them. But their innermost, inclination is to become a millionaire or a greater than that. So we don't have a basic vision, or we don't have a mechanism or a, or people or such systems to at least basically to give a vision and a way of life conducive to their basic life or a sustainable life, a life which will be in harmony with, as Shashimar sir noted, in harmony with our fellow beings, in harmony with the nature, in harmony with the cosmos. So we don't have any such, all the religions have failed. All spiritual philosophy has failed. Despite all our these discourses, at the practical level, everything has failed. Therefore, we are in such a very, very crucial dilemma in the whole history of humanity. We have never been landed up in such a vicious circle. Therefore, I find that initiative like yours it offers a ray of hope to the society, and therefore all my prayers for your this great initiative, and as an yajna, you enhance this initiative, bringing people from all walks of life in such a language and such a way. You speak out, reach out to people, and bring the people like Shashimar sir and others. There are several people across the world who can join in such great ventures. And therefore, I also will contribute whatever I may be possible within my limitations. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Rao, thank you.
Shall I say something?
Yeah.
We are the responsible. See, the society, either the ministers or MLAs or judiciary or anyone IAS, we are coming from us only. They are not come from China or Pakistan, who are the people. It's from our own brotherhood, our own. We also may get chance to go into there, but it is a question of the value system. That's why the Constitution of India is made. Those sketches are made. Unless the rules and regulations will not work, unless the value base. What is the Bharat means? Kashayam, Kashayam. Kashayam, Kashayam. Kashayam means all the herbs only. You have to protect them. Kashayam means give. Not that is the Kashayam, that color is the. It's today everyone grab. Not the, take, it's a grab. The culture, that is the knowledge is the only important. That's why Mahananta Gnana Sagar, the Gnanam itself is the main, not other like, agriculture or judiciary or IAS, changing them. That is, Jaise An, I say Man. Jaise Ras, I say Kun. Jaise Agni, I say Vak. Vak means Vacha. Agni means what? What oils you are taking. Refined oils. When you put the refined oils, why you have to take refined oils, which is making like a man? We have to use our cold press oils, which is, being given. This is a Vacha, Agni, hydrogen Vacha. There's a rus as a cone. Rus means instead of taking a nanari, instead of taking coconut water, why you take Pepsi, Coke, alcohol, those things? There's all disturbing. There's a cone. What you get, your father's, your father blood has not come to you. The people say because your type of things what you are doing is totally wrong. That manjit jagatjit. An से इतना प्रभाव होता है. An is the one which what you are taking food. This manasa, vacha, karmana, trikarna suddhi. That suddhi, apavitra, pavitro va, sarvavastanga daupiva, yasmaret, pundri, kapta, sabhyanta, suchi, suchi, suchi. Our concept of Bharat is a suchi, pavitrata, purity. If you lost this, like individual, if I say that myself, I should not be like a Rakshas to have the burden to the earth. That much weight I can reduce. Individually has to start. That knowledge has to go to the people. Then only it will change. It is not that we can't change. It is the time has come, like Corona has come. It started. It's giving it brought the awareness. Be conscious, awareness. You can't sit on the branch and cut the branch. You can't sit on the chair and below there is a fire is going on. The type of things which your awareness and consciousness is required, then only we can successful ourselves. Once we become true to ourselves, then next man, 10 people, 100 people, the change comes. Mahatma Gandhi alone, one man could change. Rabindranath Tagore, our Vivekananda, Shankaracharya. It is one. Everyone wants grabbing. Everyone wants selfish, more selfish, more selfish. This has to change. Then only our Bharat. 20,000 years back, 1,500, carrying 1,000 people, going to Rome, going to Greece. 20,000 years back, we are doing such a wonderful technologies were there. We are the people given any English words you see, like Oxford. Ox means bull. Ford means crossing. It's all, every word in English or in Hindi or in Telugu or in any language you see in German, any language, all the words have come from this such a land, Bharat, Punya Bhumi we say, such a land, we have to change ourselves. If we don't change, future for the whole world, we are the only people can save the world. Not today, they are just, please.
We have somebody from the place where Jagartanda, is it the way it used to be pronounced? Jagartanda or Jagartanda, what is it called?
Jigartanda.
Yeah, you see the person came out. I don't have to tell where is it. That is one of the best drink in Madurai. So we have a young girl from Madurai, Nila. She wanted to ask some question.
Please.
Sir, thanks for an informative session, sir. And I have questions I can ask.
Please.
Sir, does climatic change the flowering pattern of trees, sir?
Not only that, continue. If you want to have some more.
I've read somewhere Cassia fitsula tree, golden tree. As,
golden showers is called flowers. Golden showers. Right.
Delayed blooming, sir.
Right. See, the nature is a global warming, is a teaching. Where the ice to fall, where the ice to come, there the ice is melting, nothing is. Where never thought of any rain, that place, the ice forming is taking place. Climate change is the one which is today to be biggest. Tomorrow, you may not surprise if you put the seed in the soil, the trillions of microbes have been killing. Soil, if it doesn't germinate, imagine what happens. If they can't digest whatever it falls on the earth, if we can't digest, that is the thing which is going to happen if you don't take care of our consumption pattern. That's what I'm talking all the time. Consumption pattern has to change. Our way of the plastics, the way of meat. You know, the 1 kg meat, how much liters required? 50,000 liters required. To get 1 kg meat on your table, it requires 50,000 liters. Unless we change our consumption pattern.
Yes.
Climate change, how many effects are coming? The season, rainy season, rain comes, doesn't come. The summer is a cool.
Yes, sir.
The season changes. Today, why the girls at 80 years, they are mature, getting mature. It's a dangerous phenomenon. So a lot of changes are coming. These changes is we have to arrest it. We cannot. The season should have the perfect. If changes, seasons are changing, mean it is alarming. We have to have the type of plantation. We have to cover the earth. The agriculture today, we are spending more money. What our system is, zero input. You get more output. How? Just mulch it with whatever leaf available, whatever straw is available, cover it. Global warming reduces. At the same time, they become the fertilizer to you. Once having the cow, urine, cow dung, you put it, then you don't need plowing, you don't need any weed removal. The whole cost is coming to the farmer. These two things, plowing and weed comes. When weed comes, the number of people required. And you use what type of Roundup? That is the more dangerous. Arsenic, lead, mercury is a poisonous. Soil, all microbes will be killed. What you will be eating is poison. That's why what I want to say, we have to be very careful. Cultivation practices, you cannot use chemical fertilizers, you cannot use chemical pesticides, you cannot use plastics, you cannot use adhesives. For storing anything you want to store means you want to keep, that is a medicine, colorless, tasteless. So much chemicals are being used today. It's a chemical world today. These chemicals have to be stopped. For that, herbs are there. These herbs. That is our culture is herb. That's why Samadhis. Every answer is there. What Vedas said, that is the truth. What Yajna, it gives everything on. These two, we are not connected.
Nila,
Thank you, sir.
Nila, most of the problems, when we look at it, we become so local.
Yes, sir.
There is no global warming. There is only local warming. Because the earth is not what we see. 80% of the earth is not occupied by human. 17% is only purely occupied.
Yes.
But the sea contains lot of ecological balancing parameters, which is not being protected by any means by anybody. There is a beautiful movie which is released in the early year. This year, early March 24th, I think the release date, 2021. The movie is called Seaspiracy. I recommend all of you to see that movie, Seaspiracy. There is another movie which just now Dr. GBK Rao was mentioning. 1 kg meat, when it reaches on your table, it is not 1 kg meat. It contains gallons of water, gallons of vegetarian food which was eaten by those animals. Just for that it is being taken. Similarly, the oil palms are replaced by most of the natural forests. They are all because of the money-making business people who started doing it. They are not nature lovers. That movie is called Cowspiracy. C-O-W, Cowspiracy. Both made by same person. It's a beautiful movie which will expose you to the real culprits in the world, and including the United Nations or the government don't want to look at it because they're all party to this.
Okay, sir.
And second one, he was just mentioning about the agriculture, how looting. I am sure if the agricultural department salary is good enough, if it is given to the farmers, they can do a better farming and the department itself can be closed. Because millions of rupees are being kept and nothing is being done. You can imagine. Understood? It's a big item to be debated. I think we should have separate session on this activity. We will do it later. Now we have got Ragesh C, who has got a very specific two questions. Welcome, Ragesh ji.
Namaskar.
Maybe you can introduce. Ragesh is from Thrissur. He runs a lot of academic institutions. He is also an entrepreneur who will be looking forward for a lot of tie-up with the Pragati, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true,
Most
sir.
welcome.
Sir, in fact, thank you for giving me this opportunity to ask you some questions, because basically I have two questions for you. The first question is, in our country, the poisonous food is there everywhere. So, in our land, poisonous food is there everywhere in our country. So, for us, for individuals, it is very difficult to cultivate all the vegetables, fruits and groceries, whatever we want. For us, it is very difficult to cultivate in our land. So, how can we solve this issue? Because, we may need rice today.
It's a very good question. Very good question. Everyone thinks that. I don't agree that. I can't. Because you show me your house, whether we can do square foot gardening, vertical gardening, hanging gardening, roof gardening, even the concrete jungle, whatever our cities have become, we can create forest urbanization. Unless we see there is a will, there is a way. Will we have created. My house, I grow not only for in Hyderabad, not only for me, 30 houses I feed all vegetables. 30 houses. See, it is a question of the willingness. Is a square foot gardening, vertical gardening, hanging gardening, roof gardening, pot gardening. Everything is possible. You must have some sort of pick up the knowledge. Today, even we don't have how to cut it, the scissors, we don't know what scissors to use, what type of tools and accessories required for gardening. This is the level, the knowledge. Ultimately, the knowledge is the knowledge is not, that knowledge has to be.
Second thing is connected to that only, sir.
Like Pragati is there. If someone comes and see, he can find the solution. See, people don't have time.
Ragesh ji, we were also discussing on how people can come and stay in Pragati and learn farming, learn taking care of. It's like a short-term programs, no? We are deeply discussing that, and then we were almost to plan something, but yeah, the travel restrictions and such things. Otherwise,
Today to Ayurveda, we have today Ayurveda, naturopathy, Unani, homeopathy, acupuncture, yoga, meditation. 100% diabetes we bring, we just remove, it never comes back. All the other cancer or the other obesity, all the 24 doctors panel. All the herbs, we use the herbs type of yoga, meditation, like a swimming pool where not swimming, it is exercise, water exercise, like a mud bath, like a leaf bath, like color therapy. These are all things available. People everyone wants allopathy. The government never spend a single rupee on this Ayurveda, which is our original system. That is all they created a separate cabinet. When I asked the Ayush department director, how is that the Ayush has come? You know what he said? Earlier we used to get salaries. Now we are not getting salaries. Then where the money goes? We are not raising our voice. Why our Ayurveda, you are not alerting? Lakhs of crores you spend for the allopathy. What the allopathy? Can they say BPI will remove it? Can they say that diabetes will remove? Can they say no? But Ayurveda says, yes, root cause will remove. We have no voice. People are just, all the channels, media, everything, what they see something which is not necessary to you. You're wasting your whole time. You see that there's something which is knowledge-based, which is either agriculture or health or environment or biodiversity. Everything is available. But you have to have that real ardhata. That means the real preeti. Real, that is arti. This has to come. Then only, it's not the age, it's the school education. We have to teach in Rishi Sanskruti, what they used to do, even the king children, Chakravarti children, they used to go to that Rishi ashramam. There they teach first taxonomy. What some of these are, they have to identify and bring. And they give the cows and go and bring back to the ashram. How it is possible? Children, because they have to find the Odpu Sahanam, that is the patience, all this taught first. Then only they taught Vedas. They never given direct Vedas. Taxonomy means Bal Gangadhar Tilak. After seeing all this, then nothing is there in the education. He brought 21 Patrikas Ganpati, so that these Patrikas, they will be connected with the nature, they protect the nature. That also removed. And our constitution, the original constitution, that sketches, totally removed. Today you see that the original, the sketches are not there. People doesn't want as India to go. The only we are still the British rule, still that is whatever we are today is everything, agriculture, horticulture. You can't say anyone horticulture fellow, you ask him that what is Somalata, what is our Timothivanam, Panchavatanam, Panchibhutavanam, Navgravanam. No one knows, not our knowledge. Even the courts, my lord, everything is British style. IAS is the British style. Our education totally British style. How can you change education at this level? People say, you all, this Mata Tattva, religious, all this talk nonsense. See, why we are not raising voice? Why that original constitution, the sketches removed? Who knows what is our fundamental rights? We don't read, we don't understand. You have right to speak. That Article 162 says, who has known? People have some that knowledge. Knowledge is only important unless we have Bajigovindam, Modamate. Modamate means if you don't, it is not, we have to learn. We have to find our originality. Knowledge is the only God, nothing else.
Good enough, Rakesh ji. Any more?
Yeah, I have my second question.
Yeah.
That is really connected to my first question, because I had a very old Ayurvedic physician in my village who used to prescribe some medicines or herbal medicine for me for my some common ailments. But unfortunately, he died at a later age. Similarly, recently Kottakkal Ayurveda head Dr. P.K. Vaidya expired. He is my friend's grandfather, fortunately. And for my mother's treatment, I used to go and visit him. So what I felt is, after that legend's tenure, that knowledge level has not been percolated down. So, for example, there are so many common herbs or many medical treatments we serve for common ailments. But our new generation people are not aware of it. They go for some advanced treatment. So there is a gap between that knowledge level and the level of knowledge of public. So how do we shorten this gap?
That is what I am going to tell you. I understand you. The knowledge which is you are talking about, the younger generation is not known. It's not younger generation. Nobody knows today's what is our Ayurveda. Nobody knows. Very few, like Kottakkal and all, few of them, the earlier is detroiting why. because we are not having belief on that. People have belief only in allopathy. If you are, if your kitchen, the spice box, we call Pope Dabba, spice box, and courtyard, the plants. These two is enough. We don't need any hospitals, any Ayurvedic hospitals, any naturopathy hospital. No, nothing is there. These two, if you take care, is enough. I'm telling you, this is the fact. But we don't like to see what is a Pope Dabba, that is the spices are there, whether they are adulterated, whether they come from Musi River, where all the arsenic, lead, mercury is there. The source you have to find. Even your courtyard, the plants, you have to grow such plants. At least we say 26 varieties. These 26 varieties and these two is like the Vaidishala is your home. Your kitchen is Vaidishala. These two, which it can be done by everyone by his own house. We blame hospitals, we blame this fellow, we blame that fellow. All blaming. In my house, whatever is there, what I am doing justice. Go on, excuse your own Pope Dabba, whoever is using this, the real Pope Dabba, that is the spices, you don't get any problems. All grandmother, grandfather, grandma, all this, what they used to give earlier, 70 years back, they are giving. Unless it is adulterated is a problem.
I think Nilima has two questions. Quick, fast, Nilima. She's Rishika. She's from Abu Dhabi.
Yes, sir. The first question is, like, the patent for ashwagandha has been taken by America. Why is the government not taking necessary steps to protect it?
Could you repeat the first?
The patent is being given for Indian product to somebody else. Why government is not taking action is the question.
Indian product?
Somebody else is patenting.
Patenting.
Yeah.
The United Nations itself, they are not following. Our Indian government, the patent is the one which to make is the enormous money. The people who are making money, who support to the government when they want to become a prime minister or a president or any, I'm not joking, this is the election time, so much money, where is required? Today, why they are doing like that? You are voting, your rights, you are selling for your vote right. Why you are doing that? Most of them educated, they don't vote. The people who are downstream, everyone is only money and there's a liquor and non-veg and whatever they give. If the change is not coming, who will go into? For them, if not this government, every government is same. For them, the vote banking is important. Your all tax money goes for the subsidies. Like Venezuela is going to be some of the states in India. You heard in Venezuela how it, it's a rich country. Today, they don't even no one visit to that place. It's the most tourist place and having all the luxuries there. And today, the girl, 15 years, 17 years girl, selling for breakfast, lunch, they're selling the body. That is the level. The money is being given like that free. The same in no wise from us.
Most fertile South Africa is starving. And you can see people carry 500 kgs of banana and then drive at a speed of 60 km per hour. Cycle fellow, you can imagine. And he earns probably an Indian rupee of equivalent to 500 rupees. He doesn't know that he is carrying $1 million items on him. But he is doing a laborer's job. Yeah.
Right.
Nilima, second question.
The patent means to kill the society, to kill the enormous money to earn on the name of patent.
It's all money power. Mostly it's all money power which can. And I remember when CSIR lab, once upon a time when Bhargava was the director, he wanted the scientists to apply for patents. Most of them did not even apply for patent because the paperwork is more than your research work sometimes. People don't have patience.
No. One worst thing is happening in India. If you don't take patent, everything is taken patent by America.
That's what she is asking.
That is what problem, it is the rights, the United Nations we have, that is the understanding between the country to country. If they are taken, thank God, at least I say thank God, because otherwise, they have to, white people have to say, this plant material is good, this is the patent material is good, this is the, white man has to say to us. If the Indian person says, he don't believe. That is the level. That's why better to take patents. I feel sometimes that it's better they take the patent and they let them say this is good for health, this is good for you.
Yeah, Nilima, second question.
Please.
So what do you think about the Miyawaki forest? Is it good or bad?
What is that?
Miyawaki. Yeah, forest.
Yeah. That is a plantation.
So is it good or bad? And what do you think about it?
Miyagi means the thick plantation. That is, see, today, what I said, the global warming means the earth, that is the type of plantation, what is needed. Per acre, we used to do, say, 56 plants per acre, mango. Today, people say 450 plants per acre, which, why? Because the tree grows almost, even 60 feet, 50 feet, and the fruit plugging is not possible, and a lot of wastage is going on. Whereas this one, close plantation, what happens? You can prune it, you can bring it, the size, whatever the tree is required, only 50 trees, 50 fruit means 50 fruits, but there will be the number one fruits. At the same time, it's convenient to you. And the more yield you get, the 57, if you get 1 lakh rupees worth of the yield, this, if the 400 plant, you will get much more, 4 times. This is proven. And also, environment point of view, the close plantation, it becomes a dense is the forest. So otherwise, the lot of waste areas, no plantation. At least where is possible the plantation, you go for the thick plantation.
Yeah. Professor Jayanti Sahu has got comments.
Namaskar.
Sir, namaskar. Thank you so much for having one wonderful session. I just have few observations. As you rightly point out, that many things India needs to be done right now. Like you spoke about the Indian knowledge system, and we are forgetting our traditions. So that is so many things you say, there is no commitment, there is no responsibility. But so far as something is missing, there is a gap between the theory and the practice. And if we see the Indian education system, especially if it starts with the pre-primary and the primary education and coming back to the higher education, there is no model you find where we can talk about a kind of Indian knowledge system. Whether it is Ayurveda or the Vedic knowledge. So the privilege has not given to the younger generation. So they are not aware of it, that what needs to be done. Like whether they will go for the Coca-Cola or go for the coconut water. So something is, and there is a highly, you can say, whether I can call intellectuals or pseudo-intellectuals, there is a long process is going on, trying to always reject the tradition and to establish something which is called that in favor of Western mechanical system and favor of defensive argument always to justify some food habits which was not there, never was in the practice within the Indian system. That is the Coca-Cola, pizza, pastry, burger. So these are the kind of fast food, and we always give a defensive argument to justify that what we are doing is right. So unless and until somewhere we stop these things and to stop this kind of activities, so we can't change the system. So and that is what there is a we are trying our best. Like as I said that I used to tell my students that as much as possible you try to relate yourself with nature. So I myself have kept 40 tulsi plants in my house. It is a flat. So many plants I have because I love plants. But I also encourage my students. But you can tell them, but you can't impose, because so much of westernization is there already in their mindset. So they are not ready to accept your Indian knowledge system. So what needs to be done in this area? That is a kind of...
You are a professor.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you are a professor.
Dr. Jayanti Sahu is a professor of philosophy under Delhi University.
It is the right question you have brought, very important question. Today, even IIT Kanpur, I went there and given 2 lectures. After that, they wanted to introduce every student must have the knowledge of taxonomy, irrespective of the environment or biodiversity. Every student. That is, by the time their principal change and new principal, it may take time. But what is needed today, they said that 10 marks they will give every student if they have the test on this. I said no, not 10 pass. No passing. Not 10 pass, okay, they will get in some other subject and no passing. This has to be brought right from the school education. No pass if they don't have 5 days, 10 days camp going here and there, of that. Learn, marks will be there, but again the pass. They will no question of 10% only marks. No, this system it breaks. The whole our education system is our future generation. They are going to curse us because, as you said, the knowledge is not passed to them. That's why the environment problems have come, global warming has come, health problems have come, corona like this viruses. What type of virus the future is going to come? Tomorrow you may have to wear the mask, not the only for the nose and mouth. You may have to have like a, when you are going to the moon, the type of the total, because the sun rays, they are poisonous, your air is poisonous, so you can't expose to that. That is the level is going to come. That's the reason today this taxonomy means this education of the plants has to be given 100%. That is education in the school to the college. And I seen them who have done the research doctorate on the plant. When I asked them which plant you are, which is the doctorate you have done, he was standing in my Pragati, the same plant. He doesn't know the plant. Yes, see, that is the level of theory and practical. We are totally no practical courses. Simply, even skill, there is no practical courses, either masonry or wood carving or stone or anything, welding or type of fixing and roof, anything is just by fluke they get. It is a question of education.
Dr. Jayanti Sahu, we were discussing this. That is why I said we were together on January 26th. The new education policy planned to have a practical skill for children from 6th class onwards, at least a internship. But I am sure that is also going to be mostly adulterated by the academic institutions by giving certificates or managing certificates, like what happened in BTech in most of the companies. They give certificate, they don't do anything. We wanted to have, we don't want this philosophical talk saying that no, nothing will happen in this world. I wanted to tell a small story. a small child was picking up the starfish on the seashore and throwing to the sea. A great knowledgeable professor kept on scolding the boy, saying that the seashore is too far, it is unending, and sea waves keep on pushing the starfish back. Sunlight is going to be more harsher, and anyway it is going to die. Why are you wasting your time? And that small boy did not listen to this lecture of the professor. He kept on picking up the starfish, throwing to sea. The professor kept on banging him, saying, you are useless, you are wasting your time, nothing will happen, nothing will happen. Later, after a few minutes of discussions, the boy looked at him and asked a question, who is wasting time? I am not going to listen to you. You are unnecessarily wasting time. Anyway, I am going to throw the starfish. And for a moment, for this starfish, it gives a hope of life. So let me do that. And that child's mentality is much better than the stupid professor who keeps on lecturing without doing nothing. This is a great lesson to be learned. We are having somebody like GBK Rao, who is a person who has done and shown what can be done. Our aim should be to learn 1% of that to implement in my house. That should be the lesson which we should take. Instead of saying nothing will happen, there were a lot of people who came, only this will happen which I am going to tell you, but I have not done anything in my life. Correct?
But
that is what is to be learned.
School education, we have to raise the voice.
That's
school
it.
Education. That is a must. If otherwise we are disconnected with the nature, is because people don't know where our seed is coming, that is millets or rice, where they're coming, they don't know. Where the milk is coming, they don't know. The type of children, what they are going to be in the future.
So what we suggest is, Jayanti, you must bring your children for a 1 week program in Pragati and show them what can be done. Because in Delhi you have not seen that world, right?
After Corona, I will definitely.
Yeah, everything is COVID Anandaram. That is where TRS Bhattji, Nandwatan, do you have anything to add? He has put a message there. And otherwise, maybe Lakshmi Prasad has something to say. Whoever can unmute and then ask. Lakshmi Prasad wanted to make it short. We are already shooting time. It's almost 9 o'clock. Yeah. Gundur.
Namaste, sir.
Lakshmi Pradeep. Sorry, Lakshmi Pradeep. Yeah.
Lakshmi Pradeep. Namaskar.
Sir, Lakshmi Taru. The cancers ki baga పనికొస్తుందని చెప్పేసారని విన్నాను. అది మీరు రీసెర్చ్ చేస్తుంటారు కదా, ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ తోటి ఎంతవరకు వర్క్ చేస్తుంది సార్ అది?
ఏదండి?
లక్ష్మీ తరు.
Botanical name Sona Roba, sir.
Sona Roba, sir.
Botanical name is Sona Roba.
Could you say Telugu ఏం చెప్పండి?
Lakshmi Taru అంటే.
లక్ష్మీ తరు. లక్ష్మీ తరు అనే దానికి రెండు ఉన్నాయి మీకు. లక్ష్మీ తరు అంటే మీకు బెల్వాన్ కూడా లక్ష్మీ తరువే అంటారు. బిల్వ అనేది లక్ష్మి. అందుకనే మీరు దానికి గంధం రాసి పసుపుతో గంధం రాసి పెట్టమంటారు. లక్ష్మీ తరు. లక్ష్మీ తరు ఏదైనా గాడ్ నేమ్ ఈజ్ గివెన్. ద మోస్ట్ సీక్రెట్ ప్లాంట్, లైక్ whatever is the name, like Sukracharya is given Medi. Medi means that is which is Brahma Medi.
Is it Ashwatham?
Ashwatham is different, sir.
No, is it Ashwatham? Ashwatham?
Ashwatha, that is Ravi, we call religious people tree. Lakshmi Taru means that is which Lakshmi is the plant, unless you can send me any photograph or this.
Lakshmi Pradeep Garu, it says there are 23 different plants. Ashwathamegam, Bijumandamegam, Dashatindranishcha Kabitva Bilva Malagatrayascha Panjamranali Naragam Nayabi. If you plant these 23 trees, you will never have to go to Naraga.
That's
So there are a lot of plants in the list which is saying if you do it, you will not go there. Understood?
Because these are all whatever you call the sacred plants, they are the one which it gives the environment, it protects. When the environment protects, then all 5 elements, earth, water, air, Agni, Vayu, Akash, all they become purity.
The Panchabhuta Sambandham is entertained. Yeah.
There is no planet in the universe except the earth, which we have not found. Because why earth is only living beings? Only because of the plants. If there are no plants, there is also no water. When there is no water, no living being. The plant is such important. Without plant, no survival. That's why Kalproksha is Lakshmi Taru, that is a number of God named the plants are there. Brahma Amalika, Brahma Medi, like that, Putranjiva, then the type of Navgravana, these are all plants. Without these, one specimen of the tree leaves, plant leaves from the planet, 10 specimens leave from the planet. Try to catch me. If one specimen of the, suppose the Ravi means religious people tree, if it leaves, it takes 10 other specimen living beings. Human being also is connected with that.
Yeah. Nandota, you have anything to add?
Nothing.
So,
Then in Odisha, if you visit that, in every temple you find that Kalpabrukya is there, like Jagannath temple and Biraja temple. So many temples they have Kalpabrukya and they used to worship that.
Every temple, they have their own tree, like Udvilingam, Ekambareshwar, Kanchi Kamakshi is a mango tree. Mango is the element of copper, that is earth. Jalaling, Jambukeshwar, Akilandeshwari, that is a Jamun tree, is a nitrogen. Without nitrogen, H2O will not come. No water. Tejolingam, Arunachaleshwar, Sivakamasundari, Modiga is hydrogen, which we, leaflet, which for Bhojan we use that leaf for the fire of the forest they call. Boiling, see Kalastes, Lam Sundamba, Jubi. Jubi is the Picus, the one variety. The most gnana, use the gnana and oxygen which is very important. Then Akashaling, Natral, Sivakamakshi, the Ravi, is a religious people tree, is sulfur, salt. All 5 elements. That's why our roads were planted with these 5 trees, because we constituted by 5 elements. The 5 elements imbalance it comes. When imbalance Vata, Pitta, Kapha comes, when you walk on that road, you get balance. You don't need any medicine. These plants are helpful. That's why these 5 trees, today we don't find these 5 trees with something else. It just comes, just falls and disturbs the roads and disturbs the communication system, all the fast growing something which we are planting. So our 5 trees, that is like, what to, east side what plants to be planted, wind side what type of plants to be required, sunrise according to sun, wind, water, the type, that is called Vastu. That is, if you are having your bedroom, or the wind is coming from southwest, if you put the aroma, any plant, it comes into your house, in your bedroom. If you put a northeast, it will go to other house.
Beautiful. We have started from the food to the Vastu to Agama Shastra to everything mixed together is life. I am sure these are all Indian traditional knowledge. You have seen the flow of answers and knowledge and connectivity which is being brought out by Dr. GBK Rao. I know that it's an unending process of discussions which we can have, right? But we are running every day. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are joining from 7:15 and it is 9 o'clock. Generally we see that we don't cross the time of 8:30, but yesterday or day for yesterday also we crossed. I think we will have some more discussions and we will find that, yeah.
I must thank, because I learned so much from this. That is Dr. Suchitra said there is plants which are both are very important plants. One is Google, another is Kalproksha, that is Brahmamalika. These two source is, I got the source, the best source. Like that, education, where school children. I learned so much when I'm discussing with you all.
Dr. GBK Rao, we must take our project further and then see that at least young children will get some benefit, teachers will get some benefit, youth will get some benefit to take this forward, at least the messages, seeing practically, that is more important. So I'm sure we are going to have great time ahead. Hope all of us will be free to travel across everywhere, wherever the way we want, being with nature and being close to nature. So thank you all of you for the active participation. Ragesh ji, I don't have your contact. Probably the person who gave you the contact will connect me to you, and then maybe we will have more discussions. See that.
You can send me my mail.
Yeah, sure.
GBK@gmail.com.
gmail.com. I'll share those.
I might be able to ask the
questions and then connect. And we will have, based on the demand, we will have more and more discussion. I'm sure Dr. GBK is always open. He never said no. He did not even ask when. He will immediately say, yeah, session, I am there. That's what he says. Right? And he looks so young, he is not that young. That is the beauty of the way he lives. I wish I had a beautiful time, I was telling. No, we wish it is next door, I would have gone every day. We'll have.
Yeah. You're almost welcome to.
He has also given me a free offer, come and stay there permanently. I think it's time to.
Sir, you have to always say that we have changed the name.
Yeah.
Resorts.
It's not.
We say
Sudhama. It is called Sudhama. Pragati Sudhama.
Like a pup and dances the mind, Today it is corrupted.
It's a Pragati Sudhama. The Pragati is the beautiful word. Delhi we have a Pragati garden. Right?
Pra means, that is Swarga. Pra means Swarga.
Pragati. Gadi is travel.
The path. So that is the way to the
Surga. Heaven. It's a heavenly place. You can see a small video which I posted, my travel to Pragati. You can see a small video on my YouTube also.
Wonderful. So nice.
Thank you. God bless you, each one of you, being kind, patient, being part of it, active, all the contributions. And pranams to Dr. GBK for this wonderful path which you are showing to many people. I am sure there are few youngsters who will take this into their heart, and it has got an impact. I remember I went to Nanduatan's beautiful land. You have to cross in a small boat. There is no road also to approach. There are all people who have got land, but they also have got fertile land. The center of the city from Cochin, not very far, very close to the temple, beautiful land. Yeah.
So nice.
Great going.
So good night to everybody.
Thank you
very much. It's a great pleasure for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Shubhratri.
Rakesh, keep seeing every day.